We're back. Happy Sunday.
Yay.
Sunday fun day.
Fun day.
Woo woo. Welcome back to Simplemente Poderosas.
Yes, welcome.
Oh, wow. You sounded like Snow White.
Snow White. The real Snow White or the fake Snow White?
The real one. So on our last podcast or our last session, we kind of talked about that. It was kind of a blast session, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we were just having fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had no direction on that one. And we ended up pretty quick because came down with the hiccups all of a sudden.
I know. She was like, I don't want to hear about your past. And she said, I'm going to the bathroom. Bye.
That was fast.
I'm just kidding. That was
so
funny.
sorry about that, guys.
I laughed so hard I didn't even say anything. I just laughed.
That was good.
It was funny.
Oh, man. And I rushed straight to the bathroom on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back.
Yes.
All right.
Another episode. So before we started this podcast, I was telling Gina that she needs to learn how to calm the fuck down. I'm just kidding. I didn't say it like that. But I told her she needs to learn how to relax.
Yeah.
Embrace the art of rest and relaxation.
Oh, shit. I feel like I'm in the zone right now. Like,
yes. You know what? Let me put you some Zen music on. Hold on.
Namaste.
Pa que te calmes.
Namaste.
Pa que te calmes.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know how to relax.
Yeah. Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, it's agüita. Hold on. No, it's going to make me take a piss. Hold on.
I have to go to the bathroom now.
Esa no. Maybe these? No, what? That's a commercial. Never
No
mind.
bird chirpings, please.
Dude, what is up with this shit? It sucks. Calm. Here we go.
You cannot tell me.
I hate ads.
Forget that shit. We're not calming down. Oh my gosh.
It's así. I like
Yeah.
this one.
Okay, I'm ready for a nap. I'm ready for a spa and a nap.
I know. You know, I've been wanting to go to those head spas. Have you seen those?
I've seen
They've
them.
popped up everywhere now.
Yeah, all over
That's fun.
Instagram.
We should do a rest and relaxation day.
Fuck, that's really hard for
How
me.
come you don't know how to relax? Have you had one day where you just stay home and like you don't clean, you don't like do anything, you just like sit with yourself?
No,
Oh my god.
Never. look, it wasn't until literally, I think, honestly, to God,
Mm-hmm.
my birthday, the birthday of my weekend, fuimos a San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first spa in my entire life.
Oh shit.
No joke.
Really?
No joke. Like the first spa I've ever done.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was the very first one. And it was like across the street from the beach. And they had this stuff. It was freaking amazing.
Yeah, you need more of those days.
Amazing.
Mhm.
I mean, I relaxed so much. Let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
pero salí de ahí halfway drunk
Oh shit.
and made friends.
Really? Okay. I mean, that's good.
It was funny because as soon as I walked out, I was walking out and I checked out and everything. And they're like, "Happy birthday! Oh, Gina, come back here!" And they gave me something, and he was like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "I made friends." He's like, "I can tell."
Yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, but I was six. Is it no?
What?
The things that you do on Sunday, orange juice with champagne.
Oh, champagne or oh my god, mimosa. I
Mimosas,
don't know,
6 of them in.
Six of
Six
them.
of them. That's how relaxed I was.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Dang, Gina.
Coming down the stairs was a little bit on the,
Ooh,
yeah.
You let loose a little too much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, but I kept composure. That's one
Mhm.
thing. I don't get crazy when I drank or anything.
Yeah.
I get kind of happier.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, that was the very first time
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of just learned, like I enjoyed the spa, but I don't know how to relax. And I know I don't know. It's really hard for me.
Yeah.
I think it's like maybe a problem or something that I have.
Or maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe a problem.
Maybe.
No, it is. You know what? Because you need to have days where your body can just like unplug and just
Yeah.
recover because you do so much. It's so much stress on your body.
Yeah.
that You just need a day where you're like, okay, I'm taking care of it. I'm just going to relax. It's very important.
How do you do it though? Because I just can't. Like if I'm sitting, first of all, I got needy kids
Yeah.
and they're like, "Mom, mom, mom." And I'm like, "Chingados, no puedo relajar."
Yeah.
You know, and whatever. But then it's like, I'm just going to get up and clean. I mean, but my days, now that I'm sitting here and analyzing, it might be a little crazy
Yeah. A little bit.
because I do get up super early and I go to bed super late, and
Hmm.
it's always nonstop. Like, so I just took, I told you, Tiffany,
Mm-hmm.
but I just enrolled in school
Okay.
and started taking 2 classes.
Oh, you told me one.
Well, it's 2.
Oh my god.
So I was struggling with homework because it's been a while
Is
since
this
I've,
like an actual college course?
it's a college course, business
Oh my
administration.
god.
So those classes are hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dealing with spreadsheets and all that shit, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh my gosh," and finding like it was hard.
Dang.
It was hard. And I wasn't feeling good and stuff like that. So it's like I just don't know when to it's almost like constantly I finish one thing and I have to have another or 2 things on top of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you're overloading yourself.
And it's like I manage, don't get me wrong, and I get to finish all the stuff,
Uh-huh.
but it's like, okay, oh fuck yeah, I finished this. Let me do 3 more things.
Yeah.
But like my Sundays consist of coming here, recording.
Mm-hmm.
Um, should I give you a rundown of my Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Okay, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Holy shit.
Yep, I'm in bed, just chilling there for 30 minutes. All right, get up, go to the shower, get ready. By 7 o'clock, 7:30, I'm like, okay, I've cleaned a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I go get breakfast for the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Um, stop for coffee for us, and
Mm-hmm.
then head on here, do the podcast,
Okay.
go home, have lunch, kind of clean up, catch up with the girls, and start washing. And then, like, for example, today,
Uh-huh.
I have to go get my nails done that I haven't done in 3 weeks.
Oh
They're
my
about
God.
to fall down.
Okay.
My uñas enterradas in my feet.
Oh. Well, that's a
TMI.
little time off. You get to relax in
Yeah.
there.
So if I'm at the place, like when I'm doing my toes, like I'm kind of working a little bit, trying to
Mm.
catch up on my emails.
Mm.
So then I'll do that, finish the load, go to dinner, and get ready for tomorrow.
Dang.
And then tomorrow, Monday, go to work, come back home, take for Sophia to swim, try to go to the gym.
Uh-huh.
I haven't been going to the gym, but I need to go back and work on homework.
Oh,
Yeah. And
that's
it's like
rough.
that every fucking day.
What do you do on the Sundays that we don't meet? You
Well,
probably fill that time with like cleaning and stuff, huh?
yeah,
Oh my god.
washing, organizing, putting my shit away,
Yeah.
sitting there and seeing what we're gonna do,
Dang.
bills. Oh, like I
I mean,
don't
I
know
feel
how to
like I'm
stop.
very similar, but like I try to have time. Like lately, I've been really trying to focus on like, okay, I'm done. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna pick anything else up. I'm not gonna clean anything because I have that bad habit of like, if I see like these little things here, I couldn't
Mhm.
just sit on the couch and watch TV because I'm like, oh my god, there's a mess. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But last weekend, I was just so tired, Like I felt like absolute shit. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was. I just felt like I was just really drained. I think because the whole ear situation
Yeah.
too, I couldn't sleep very well. That my house was a disaster. Like
How bad can it
oh
be
my
though?
gosh, it was probably the worst I've ever had it.
Really?
Yeah, it was the worst. I had dishes in the sink. There was stuff all over the counter here. There,
Hmm.
her toys were just everywhere. I had never picked them up. The room, I had stuff all over. Like it just, I don't know what it looked like
Yeah.
a hurricane came through my house, and I was like, what the hell? I think it was like this is what a depressed person's house looks like because I just felt so horrible. I was just
Oh
so
shit.
like no energy, no nothing.
Oh wow.
So finally, I got a little bit of energy. I think maybe I don't know if it was Sunday or
Mhm.
I don't even know, but I ended up cleaning it up, and I was just like, oh, okay, I feel a little bit better, so like I can clean up my stuff. But I
Wow.
just caved it into it. I was just like, you know what? I just can't. I can't do it. I don't have the energy. I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah.
And I just left it.
Yeah.
But like before, I couldn't. I am so fucking
Huh.
crazy about like keeping things clean, and
Yeah.
I always have to find something to do. I can't
Mhm.
just sit on the couch. But I've been trying to force myself that like even if it's not perfect, like having those blankets on the thing
Mhm.
before you came, I would have just like put everything squared away. My room, you see, it's not the best right now,
Right.
and I would have like
And it's not even that dirty. Like it's picked up, Tiffany.
But I'm like, because I read a book somewhere, or I don't know if it was a story or something I watched on Instagram,
Mhm.
and they said that sometimes we're so fixated on keeping things an appearance for other people.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's so true. Because when my mom comes, I'm like, I got to mop, I
Mhm.
got to do this, I got to do it, because I know she's gonna talk shit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Sucia.
So I realized, no, this is my programming because I
Yeah.
feel like I have to put up a front.
Yeah.
I am clean, but like those little things, like they would have bothered me. But today I was like,
fuck that shit. It's
I'm
only
cool
Gina
with
coming.
her. Yeah. I was like, she gonna have to accept me the way I am because that's too bad.
Y si no, que se vaya a chingar su madre.
Yeah. She don't like my pinche cobijas on the couch, pues que se largue.
Oh my gosh.
It's that bad though.
That's, well, I feel like I'm the same way. But, I'm going to be honest. I blame it on my mom.
Yeah.
My mom's
No,
like
it is.
that.
Yeah, me too.
My mom's like that. My mom, like
Yeah.
growing up, man,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
lady was like freaking on the go all the time. Like we never had, like, I remember getting up on Saturday mornings and it was like 8 o'clock is the latest that we can get up. And we would have to clean our rooms, freaking fix this, lavar las cobijas.
Yeah.
I thank her because I'm a clean person because of
Yeah,
how,
same.
how tidy and how, how she ran her house. But fuck. And she never relaxed either. So it's
Yeah.
definitely, it comes down to that.
It is.
And now when she goes to my house, as soon as she's like, oh, she's coming upstairs, like, shit, let me pretend I'm sweeping or something
Yeah.
because I don't want her to be like, barristes?
Yeah.
But I've never seen her relax that much either.
Yeah.
And
So that's why during the week, like I always tell myself during the week, that's when I'm working my hardest because I go to work, I come home, I make sure everything's cleaned up, I take Bailey out, I'll do it. So I've like set myself up to where I'm like, okay, Monday through Friday, if I can pack everything in there, cool, like it's fine. But I try to make myself like not be so stretched thin on the weekends, just so that I can sit down and like
And relax.
unwind. It doesn't always work that way.
Yeah.
But it's like little by little you have to stretch that muscle because it's just we don't know how to chill.
yeah.
But you have to. Your body needs it.
I know. I've seen that. I'm not gonna lie. I can see within the past couple of years that it's really taken a toll, especially after the cancer.
Yeah.
Like I never took any days off. I never called off work sick or anything like that. I went through it. I don't know what the fuck I was trying to prove to whoever the fuck I was trying to prove. But it was like, it was almost like, you know what? If I can do it, anyone can do it. But it does take a toll on you.
Yeah.
And I feel like eventually now it's caught up to me because I do find myself a little bit more tired and struggling a little bit. And I find myself getting sicker now. But I think it's because I didn't take care of myself during that time.
Yeah.
Pero yeah, maybe that's a goal.
Yeah.
A goal for next year.
Yeah, because that's something that I watch too. Like in any kind of psychological thing that I watch on YouTube, like psychologists talking to people, they're like, "Why do you always feel the need to be busy?" And then usually it comes down to you don't like to be by yourself. Like you don't like to be with yourself.
You know what? No, I love being by myself, and I love to be with myself. And
But are you doing things though? At the same time.
Okay, so here's a little secret of me. If I'm sitting there, if I sit there for 10 minutes and I'm sitting there by myself with peace and quiet where there's nobody home.
Yeah.
Because I sometimes, you get those on
moments.
Mondays.
Yeah.
When Sophia goes with her dad. Just for an hour. I'll sit there and it's like, I can sit there and freaking self-analyze myself and be like, oh my gosh, I should have done this. I should have done this. I could have done this. Da 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 da. So I feel like I can be with myself and I don't
but
have...
you're criticizing
But
yourself.
I wouldn't say criticizing. I think it's like, how can I be better?
That's the issue.
How can I be better?
That's the issue, Gina. Because when I went to therapy and I told my therapist, she's like, how did she word it? She said, "Do you like yourself?" And I said, "Yeah, I like myself. Like, what the fuck?" And
I love myself.
Right. And how was it? Oh, I said, but I always feel like there's more, that I can do more and I can do better. And I came to realize that was my way of saying I wasn't good enough just the way I was. Because you always feel like you need to work on something else and work on something else and you can be better at stuff. To a certain extent, it's good because it keeps you striving for stuff. But you have to analyze it in a way where you're like, okay, am I doing this because I don't think I'm good enough at this point?
You know what? For me... Honestly, I've never felt that way. I've never felt that I haven't been good enough. I've always felt, I think I have so much of a go-getter situation, like I can approach. And you know what? The only thing I probably do struggle with or have never been happy is my situation where I didn't get to finish school. And I think I didn't accomplish that. And I think I failed in that. And I let a lot of people down in that's always haunted me. But I feel like I've done good for me. But do I love who I am? Yes. But I think maybe that's where it goes bad for me, where it's like, you know what? I didn't get to finish. I was
Mhm.
supposed to do something else and I ended up in this situation. But I mean, I don't know.
Because
I
that's something that I've noticed for myself. Because even with my relationship with God, I grew up thinking that God was such almost like a mean God. Like if I didn't do enough for him or
mhm.
show that I was good enough for God, that I wouldn't be blessed or I
Hmm.
wouldn't like have certain things. And that's not the way it is. And that's how I lived most of my life. It's like I feel like I still need to do. And when
Yeah.
it's like, no, you need to get to a point where you have accomplished a lot and you can just sit back and say, I'm okay with who I am right here,
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And I don't need to keep striving. But it's like almost getting to that point just so that you can like relax.
Relax.
And then yeah, when the rest comes and you do have goals that you want to achieve, then okay, but
Yeah.
you do it in a more healthy manner.
Yeah.
But it's like finding that equilibrium of like I'm okay with me exactly how I am right now, right here. That's
Okay.
really hard.
So I'll be honest, I'm okay with me right now. But there's fucking 10 more goals for next year. More 10 more things that I want to finish up
Yeah.
by the like here's an example.
Mhm.
So, we've talked about vacations. I went to Florida. That was a big one.
Mhm.
I have a couple more trips hopefully coming up.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, let me jump onto next year
Mhm.
and see what else we can add to this.
Yeah.
Next year hasn't come along. And
Yeah.
I'm already like, boom.
So that's a sign that you're not actually living in the present moment. So
I
I'm
d-
reading this book right now, Gina, that you
okay.
have to well, I'm listening to it because I'm reading two other books at the same time and I like came across a video about this book
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna just put it on audio so I can
Mhm.
listen to it at work." It's called I think it's called Becoming Supernatural.
Okay.
And so this guy, I'm not into new age stuff, so I don't really take all the
Yeah.
stuff that he talks about that stuff, but a lot of it is true. Yeah, Becoming Supernatural by
Okay.
Dr. Joe Dispenza. And, because some people are like, live in the present, live in the present. But the thing with you and I, we analyze and we like overthink about everything. Like
Yeah.
our mind is always running.
Oh yeah, 24/7.
So that's a sign that you're not actually living in your present moment
But do you believe that though?
because we
Because
don't have control of our thoughts. We let them wander off into the future or into the past, and we're always planning something and we have to do this and we have to do that. And we're not actually just in the moment.
I don't know. I beg to differ.
Okay.
Because I feel like maybe 5 years ago, yes,
Uh
that would
huh.
have been like, you know what? I live so much in the future.
Yeah.
But with the whole cancer thing, it's like at that point, it's put me down here where it's like I need to live day by day and enjoy what comes my way.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
So
I,
he
I
teaches
just,
you with through meditation, right? I don't like the full clearing of the mind. When I meditate on the word of the Lord and I like try to just like control the thoughts. So that's what he's saying. It's controlling your thoughts,
hmm
learning to actually be aware of your being aware of your breathing. You focus on your breathing. You focus on the way that the space feels around you. It's like putting your focus on these things because it's what's happening in the moment. And then he says, if your thoughts start to wander off, because you'll notice it. I tried it.
oh, I
You'll
have an
start to,
answer for you.
yeah,
I have an answer for you. I wouldn't even be able to get through the second breath.
you're not living in the present moment. So that's the point.
I seriously wouldn't. I seriously would be like, okay, why am I doing this? Okay,
Yeah,
wait, I want to go to Hawaii.
yeah. There you go. You're not living in the present moment.
Yeah.
It's really
Okay.
hard because we don't actually have control of our thought. So, what his theory is that your mind has actually become the ruler of your life.
Hmm.
You as your person, you as a person are not the one that's in control of your mind. Your mind is in control of you.
Is it that, or call me naive, or maybe I don't want to fucking listen to this, but or is it that you just? I feel like I have so many goals and
Aspirations, yeah.
aspirations that maybe I was so close to, you know, again, I keep bringing the cancer thing because unless you've gone through it, you don't know
Yeah.
what the fucking feeling is.
Yeah.
To
You feel
not
like it
know if you're
grounded
going to
you?
make it or not.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know what? It's like, okay, there's so many goals and there's so much shit that I still want to accomplish
Mhm.
and so many aspirations that maybe it's just like me like trying to accomplish because everything looks good right now. I've been in, I was in remission, doctor said I'm good,
Mhm.
but what if it came back at one point and it's like I don't know. So I kind of live my life in that point where it's like, okay, I went through such a hard time because that's hard.
Hmm.
That's big.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Okay, so let me ask you two questions.
Yes.
If your
I don't
life,
want to sound crazy either.
no, you're not crazy. We're just processing right now.
You know, I feel that some people on this earth are completely different from other people, and I find myself being a little weird sometimes.
No, you're not weird.
Okay.
You're not weird. Because
Okay.
I'm very similar. I'm very
Okay.
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and that's why I think you and I click so good because we're
Yeah.
so fucking I'm sorry, we're so weird. We are weird to an extent.
We're special.
We are special.
I'm special.
We
Not
are.
like special, special, but like special, you know?
Okay,
Um,
ask away.
okay. So let's say things took a turn in that time frame of your life.
Mhm.
If you were
Like if I were
facing,
gonna kick the bucket, you mean?
yeah, if you were gonna kick the bucket, would you have been content and happy with how your life was up to that point?
Um, up to that point, no. I'll be honest.
Okay.
No. But you have to understand that came out of nowhere.
Right. Well,
So,
that's the point. Hold on.
okay.
So if it happened now, if you had to kick the bucket
Yep.
now, would you be content with what you've done up to this point in your life?
Yes. I'm fully content with what I've done at this
Okay,
point.
that's
At
pretty
this
good
point,
then.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can look back and say, you know what, I did it. I did a
Yes.
lot, and I feel happy with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because I experienced, I'll be honest as to why, because I experienced more traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I literally went out and did my thing and had friends and partied. And I'm not talking about party when you party in your 20s,
Yeah.
but like there was
You
time,
enjoyed
like
your
we
time.
did, like, restaurants and stuff. Like I enjoyed my time and I
Yeah.
enjoyed the time that I spent with all the people that I had around me at that
Okay.
time.
Okay.
So, and the girls and my family, like, so at this point, if I literally, God said, "Te vas a morir, Gina."
Así.
Uy.
Uy.
I'd be like, okay, can you give me another 2 more weeks so I can literally go blow my money and just fucking get, some more
Yeah.
vacation time in there?
Uh-huh.
But no, I would feel content.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
content
that's
with
pretty good
yes.
then. So I think you're on the right track.
Yeah. So
So now
yeah.
you just gotta find that healthy medium of like, okay, I don't constantly need to be filling my time with extra stuff,
Yeah.
and learn to just be and
Yeah.
enjoy this time that you have now
Yeah.
with everything that you've accomplished now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like, the fucked up part about this is how you've lived your whole life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of how I lived my whole life, like always on the go with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's so hard to untrain the
It is.
brain from
Very hard.
that. So
So that's what
yeah.
I like about the book, that he's
Yeah.
talking about, getting to that point to where you are in control of your thoughts, your mind, everything, because your body actually emits certain wavelengths
Mhm.
and energy. So, and I love the way that he breaks it down, because it's true. We forget that all of our organs have a certain
Function.
and each of them are so.
Except for the appendix. The appendix has nothing. Nothing. Pinche
I'm sure it
appendix.
has something, but you know what I mean.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just there, and it
Yeah.
causes problems at one point.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I don't have issues with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
Anyways.
he's just talking
And you
about
end
how
up
the
with the big old
functions.
fucking scar.
Oh,
Anyways.
right. So you've had your appendix removed?
No.
Oh.
But my mom and my.
I'm like, you sound so salty right now with your appendix.
I've had the freaking gallbladder removed.
Oh.
So. But
yeah,
yeah.
I've never had it.
Oh yeah, those are painful. Worse than having a kid.
Oh hell no.
Oh yeah, if you can go through the fucking gallbladder, you can have a kid.
What?
But anyways, we're going off topic.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about.
Yes, you do. You know what we're talking about.
Oh, the body stuff. Yeah.
The organs.
Each organ has a different function, and each organ has a different energy that it puts out, and that's why it's important for us to get control so that we can have more positive thinking, just more positivity in general, so that we emit this like beautiful energy.
Yeah.
And that's what attracts the certain things to us in our lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm just like, okay, let's learn how to function so that we can do really good.
I know. Tiffany's always like, I tell her about my days, and she's like, "Girl, you need to calm down."
I do.
And it's like, man, I hear it, and it's like, okay, maybe one day I'll get there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not too late where I'm a viejita and I can't just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I hear there's another thing that my cousin sent me a video, and I think it's like based off of this book. It's so sad, but it's like actually very good. Let me look it up real quick.
Peeks
Okay, so
in.
this one's called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying.
Okay.
It's literally a book, so I think it's this nurse
Mm-hmm.
that used to be with like people at the end of their
Yeah.
lives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so she started like figuring and asking what their biggest regrets were in life.
One of them, if we're talking about the same one,
Uh-huh.
not falling in love.
Oh, I don't think they talked about that
Oh,
one in
okay.
here.
There's one.
If they did, I totally ignored it.
There's one where they bring that up, and I think that person just she lived a happy life,
Uh-huh.
but she didn't leave the door open for love. And when it came
Aw.
into that, she would always block it out. I don't know. Maybe it's the same one or not, but who knows?
Maybe. Let me see. I'm asking ChatGPT so they can tell us because I forgot what all of them were.
Being to chat
Okay, so the
BTT.
first one was I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me.
Okay.
Number two was I wish I hadn't worked so hard.
Oh,
And this is something that my cousin had told me that resonated with me. I'll come back to that.
okay.
Number three was I wish I had the courage to express my feelings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So something the subnote says suppressing emotions led to resentment and unfulfilled lives.
Hmm.
Number
That's really hard for us because we're so blah. I don't think that would like that's
Yeah, well, like
that's really hard to
we
I,
talked about that in like the other podcast where I
mhm.
was like before I couldn't talk about my feelings, like I was very closed off. And now I'm like, no, this is how I feel, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. You know what I mean? Number four was I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Old friendships were deeply missed at the end. And number
Really?
five was I wish I had let myself be happier. And
Hmm.
it says many realized happiness is a choice and regretted staying stuck in old habits.
Wow.
Yeah. And I
Wow.
like that's what the book too, the one Becoming Supernatural. All of these books that I read up to this point, it's like everything is a choice, even your
Yeah.
happiness, your outlook on life, and that's what this one was talking about is that you have a choice. Like you can find the good in every moment no matter how bad it is.
Absolutely.
And that's very difficult for a lot of people.
Well, here. Um when people talk about relationships and
Mhm.
people leave a relationship and they're bitter and angry.
Mhm.
And you know, the relationship I left with my ex-husband, there's people in my life that would be like, "¿Por qué no hiciste eso? ¿Por qué no haces esto?" Or "What the fuck were you thinking?" But I looked at it and I took it and it was like, "Okay, that's how it's going to go. This is how I prefer to go." And I'm the
Yeah.
one living in it. I'm the one that's
You were
taking
being true to yourself.
right.
Yeah.
So this is what I believe. Yeah, it might not be what society expects
Yeah.
or what is the norm for
Mhm.
society, but in me, this is what worked. And that felt that that was the right choice at that moment.
Mhm.
So I
So I think a lot of these we have down. I think we're very
yeah.
grounded in this, but the one I think is I wish I hadn't worked so hard. And it says especially true for men who regretted missing time with family. And I think sometimes we do so much and work so hard. And this is why with work, remember all that stuff that happened and how we met
Yeah.
at that place taught me a lot. And it taught me that you're just a fucking number anywhere
That is
else.
true.
People don't fucking care about you.
Yeah.
They care about their bottom line. And so I went through each job after that realizing that no, I've been given certain time because it's my right,
Mhm.
like my sick time, my PTO, all that stuff. So girl, I would take mental health days. Like I was just like
Yeah.
I just need a
You're
day
big
off
on
to
that.
just like relax, you know?
Yeah.
Cuz sometimes life is just so stressful and so much. You just need to actually just sit down and like chill.
Yeah.
So I don't care if they have to shit to talk. I'm sorry, but that's my time, and you can't even ask me if I was actually sick. Like that's not
Yeah.
so
Against
I
this.
am very big on that. Like if I have to take the time off, I have to take the time off. Yeah, sometimes I feel bad. Like lately I have felt bad because I was sick a lot of earlier this year.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, where are some areas that I don't have to like fully just cave into like relaxing all the time, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's sometimes where you do need to push past the pain, but there's a lot of times where you just need to like chill,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to working because we're not meant to do this like this for so long.
So, yes, I'm going to fight you on that though, because you and we're similar, but we also have our differences on that.
Mhm.
Because I'm more of realistic, where it's like, yes, exactly. You have your days and your stuff like that.
Mhm.
But then you also, like for you and I, that we don't have partners
Yeah.
to support, um, that bring in a check to us,
Mhm.
we don't get that choice. And you have to walk a fine line because, yeah, fuck yeah, I want to call out a bunch of days. But what happens if I lose my job?
Well, they can't because if you're using your sick time, they
No,
can't
I
fire you for
understand,
that
but
shit.
after a while, I mean, I would look at an employee and be like, dude, she's missing a shitload of time. I
Oh,
get
but
it.
see, but that's within reason though. Like it's not like you're calling out every month. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's within reason because yeah, you can't abuse it also.
yeah,
But if there's times where you absolutely know that you need some time to yourself, then that's when you make that choice. But yeah, no, you definitely don't just go like, "Oh, I just don't feel like it today." No.
yeah.
That's why I say there's some times where you do have to push past the pain and just show up because
And
it's
you
a responsibility.
absolutely. And you
Yeah.
know what's so fucked up? That we're so dedicated, we're so loyal, and we're the fucking people that are always there.
Mhm.
Get the moment that we start fucking it up,
Yeah.
we get fired. And the people that always call in sick on Mondays,
Mhm.
nothing fucking happens to
Yeah.
them.
I know.
Why?
I don't know. I think sometimes those places is like we're not meant to be. I think when
Yeah.
those kinds of things happen, it's probably because we're not actually meant to be there. Because like this place that I'm at now,
Uh-huh.
I know that they were like, because my boss took me to lunch one day and she's like, "Are you okay?" Because like I was missing a lot of work and I'm just like, honestly, I'm really going through it. Like
Mhm.
I've actually been very sick. I've never been a person that's gotten sick. I've always been very active, very like whatever, you know. I said, I'm struggling. Like it's not. And
Mhm.
she asked me because she was like, "Is it the work? You know, are you okay?" And I was like, "The work is fine."
Yeah, I got this.
I'm like, I'm just
I'm actually
actually.
bored.
I know it's so boring. Oh my god, yeah. But
I know
yeah,
this.
I had to tell her like I'm genuinely like this is not normally who I am,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just like when you have those times, you have those times. But
Mhm.
it was nice that she was willing to like ask me,
Yeah,
"Are
go out of
is
her
it
way
the
cuz
work or like do we need to do something different?"
cuz people don't do that. And
No.
you know what, Tiffany, that actually shows something.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of people that it's like you're here for to do work and give
Yeah.
me numbers and see you later,
That's
alligator.
why it's hard for me because I'm like, how are these ladies so nice to me? Because I have missed a lot of work, but because I've actually been sick.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, how are they still like they're waiting for me? And one of the ladies too, when I came back after being sick for a little bit, she's like, "I'm so glad you're back. We missed you." And I was like,
You miss me?
What? Is this a lie? Like, are you
Me?
being fake?" Because it's hard. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, are people really this nice?
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? I think you and I have, I'm going to say it for us. We have great fucking work ethics.
Yeah.
Like we have a superb work ethic.
Yeah.
We don't fuck around when it comes down to work. Like
Yeah.
we don't, honestly. It's
Yeah.
really hard and I've been told it's really hard to find people that
Mhm.
like you that actually show up to work, try to do their best, try, and you should, and we've moved up like,
Yeah.
at this new job
Mhm.
there's room for growth and I'm getting there. And it's come to me with, not what I expected,
Yeah.
but I mean,
It's there.
it tells you something.
Mhm.
Not even 6 months in, and there's been some good news said. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say exactly everything,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean. And it's like, shit. And
Mhm.
I was over here going like, I don't know if I'm gonna, because
Mhm.
I work, but I don't know. I came to a surprise. So I think
Yeah.
you're the work ethic and the loyalty, and because we do have loyalty.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. But
Yeah,
it just shocks me because I'm just like, what the heck? How did I end up here?
yeah, and you question it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're genuinely so nice. Like I moved into this place and they got me a bouquet of roses. Like they put it in, or
Oh,
not roses, just like flowers, mixed
yeah.
flowers in this vase. And they all pitched in and got a gift card. And there was a little card
Oh,
that said, "Welcome home." It was like a housewarming
oh,
thing, and
how
I was just like,
cute.
"What?" And for Christmas, like, these ladies go all out, like, they all gave me a gift, like, and I got them little things too, but
Mm-hmm.
they're all just so giving, you know what I mean? Like, they're just nice people. They
Oh,
have their
that's
little
so.
quirks, but
Yeah,
it's,
I
like,
mean,
really
all of
not that
us
bad,
do.
yeah.
All of us do.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's
And even my
awesome.
boss, like, the controller, she's
Mm-hmm.
so kind, she just, like, asked me about the stuff, and when I told her about the ear, I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
was finally able to get an appointment because I went up to her right away. And she goes, "Oh, that's so good." She's like, "I'm so glad." Like, she's just so
Mm-hmm.
nice. I'm like, "What the hell?" So I said, I need to take like 2 hours off of work tomorrow. She goes, "Yeah, just put it in the calendar and I'll accept it." And it was just like
Yeah.
nothing. It wasn't this like, "Why? What are you doing?" And then when I
Right.
came back, she's like, "How'd it go?" Like
Yeah.
they want to know everything.
Everything.
And I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Okay, I guess
Yeah.
I'll tell them."
And it's the same thing at work. I just started this new position. I started working there November.
Yeah.
What's been December, January, February, March, April. So it's been 5 months that I've been there.
Yeah.
Kid you not, Tiffany. Like I literally have asked more fucking time off. Literally more time off.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I rearranged my schedule,
Mhm.
and my boss has been fucking amazing. So she's the owner of the company, but it's been like, hey, so and so, Sophia has an event at school.
Yeah.
Sophie, so and so, I need to leave early. So and
Yeah.
so, I need to take 15 minutes extra for lunch. And all she says is, sure, sure.
Yeah.
She's never once questioned, like, hey, are you docking it on your time card? Nothing.
Wow.
But then this is who I am, though. I've told her, hey, I do need you to understand. And I want you to know that if I'm taking an additional 10, 15 minutes,
Mhm.
I'm going to put in the time for you. Like, I'm not going to cut you for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not worried about it.
That's really nice.
So, I mean, 5 months in, and I'm telling you,
Mhm.
like, I've pushed it. I've fucking pushed it.
Yeah.
Like, my schedule was from 8 to 5, I think, at the beginning.
Yeah.
We moved it from 7 to 4 or 7:30 to 4. No, 8 to 4. And then I was like, hey, can I come in a little bit earlier? She's like, yeah. I've moved it from 7:30 to freaking 4:30, 4 o'clock. And then I finally ended up 7 to 3:30.
Wow.
And she never gave me like, no.
Wow.
No,
That's awesome.
it's always been like, sure, okay.
Mhm.
And it's like I'm grateful for stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's also the fact that they see that you're a hard worker.
And you know what? I think maybe because my job is so boring and like there's times where I really don't have much to do and I'm just shooting the shishi because I don't
Yes,
even know
and I
what.
see that.
Yeah. And I'm just like pretending, you know what I mean? Hopefully they never hear this because fuck. But yeah, like I have to find things to do just like to keep myself preoccupied. And
Yep.
so I feel like a fraud. Like sometimes I'm
Yeah.
just like, how the hell are these? Because that was how my last job was. It was even worse. Like
Oh shit.
to where I didn't have anything to do. And I was sitting in a
Dang.
corner by myself. Like nobody would come check on me. Like I don't even think they knew I was there half the time.
Oh shit.
Nobody ever checked on me. Nobody ever asked me what I was doing, what I was up to, ever. And that's why I left that job because I was like, this is not okay. Like this is forming really bad habits.
Right.
But there was a situation with this other girl that's been there for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And I'll make this quick because we have to end this podcast. But
No, it's
yeah.
getting so bueno.
I know.
El chisme está bueno.
But so okay, because of that last job, I would show up. Girl, I would show up so late, 30 minutes late.
Shit.
Sometimes like, girl, I would just whenever I showed up, I showed up. But it was within like 30-minute time frame. It wasn't
Right.
like more than that. So because I was on salary, I just would show up. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And if I would take I wouldn't take my breaks or
Yeah.
like I would just take a shorter lunch or I would just sit at my desk and eat lunch because I felt bad. Like I would
Mhm.
come in late, whatever. So that formed a really bad habit. So now I have a hard time getting to work on time.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter what time I leave my house. Lately I've been okay, but I have never been more than 5 minutes late to my job this one. And the one time I think it was like she had already told me once when I like first started that I
Mhm.
needed to get there on time. And it was like 5 minutes. I was like, maybe I have a grace period. You know, most
Yeah.
places have a grace period. I don't
No,
think
they don't.
yeah, I don't think this one does. So
Not all of them.
I know.
You would be
so,
surprised.
So then lately I had been getting to work late, but it was only like 2-3 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 7:33, 7:32, and she told me something, but she
Oh,
told
shit.
me through Teams,
Oh.
right? So she
That's
didn't send me,
documented, baby.
but she didn't send me an email. Hold on, the story gets like
Mm.
interesting. So I was just like, oh, that's interesting, because she just kind of like shot it out and was just like, hey, you know, I've noticed that you've been kind of late. Like, can you just make sure you get here on time? I was like, yeah, okay. And then it kind of bothered me because I was just
Mhm.
like, it's only 2 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
What's 2 minutes?
I can stay 2 minutes after. Like,
Yep.
just tell me. You know what I mean? Like,
And half the time you stay more.
yeah.
Yeah, because you get caught up on something towards the end of the day, and it's like, I'm not gonna fucking stop this right now.
Exactly. So I was like, 2 minutes. Like, come on, bro. It's really not that big a deal. Like, I
Yeah.
can take a shorter lunch but I guess because it's hourly, like, they're very stickler on that. But it's
Mhm.
like, I could stay 2 minutes after. Like, just talk to me. Tell me in person. That's where I was just like, this is weird. Okay. So that's that, right? And I kind of let it go. I was like, whatever. I tried to get there on time. And then the next day, I go around. I don't know how I ended up talking to my other coworker, and she's like the senior person there, right?
Oh.
She's been there for like
Years.
20 years or something like
Yep.
that.
The ones that don't go away until they finally kick the bucket.
Yeah. So then I don't know how she ended up telling me about my boss, the same boss, sent her an email about her being late because she does show up late. She's usually like 5-7 minutes late.
Okay.
So she's usually a little later than me.
Which is not, I mean, technically it's not a lot.
Girl, she's been there for years. Who fucking cares?
I
She still gets
know.
there and gets her job done, right?
Yeah.
So she sent her an email telling her that she was being late and that she was being a bad example for me.
Ooh.
Yes, and that she
Eh.
needed to be there on time. And she told her in the email, she said, if you need to change your schedule, if you have stuff going on, let me know.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, so I was like, what the
Oh
hell? So
shit.
it pissed me off because I'm just like, now I feel like I'm in the mix just because of her. I feel like
Right.
she had to tell me something so that
Because
she
of
could tell
her.
her something.
Yeah.
But she told me very nonchalant in a Teams message,
Yep.
and she sent her a full ass email.
Yep.
And so when I told my therapist about it, because I was like,
Favoritism. Yep. She
I was
showed you
like, this
something
is
else.
so bothersome, but I didn't realize that. To
Hmm.
me, I was just like, I think that's not cool. Like, it's not. Now I'm in the middle of it. She's like, no.
No.
She's like, she's treating you better than her.
Yep. That's exactly what
And
it
I was
was.
like, what? I
Yeah.
didn't even realize.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like that bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't control someone else's freaking actions.
But then it made me like, why? Why is she favoring me?
Again, it goes back to, yeah, maybe she's been there 20 something years.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just there, gets her work done, da 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 da. She doesn't have communication with her. She doesn't bring something else to the table. You know, people like the people interaction,
Yeah.
and they gravitate towards other people
But
because
she's
of
cool.
yeah. But
Like
she might not be that cool to her.
I guess. But I see that a lot with them, and it kind of freaks me out because she did that to the lady that was sitting in front of me, and she was older,
Mm-hmm.
and she fired her ass.
Okay, here's another thing that oh man, this is so good. But as you get older,
Yeah.
you know, these companies start looking at you now at this, and
Yeah, they're ageist.
exactly, because I've worked in HR, and
Yeah.
now, you know, everybody's mentality is as you start getting older, you are now a liability to the company.
That's
So
sad.
it's very sad. It's very sad because I've had to do it. Where you now I have to, because I'm there, HR,
Yeah.
we have to start looking at any little fucking mistake that you do. And it's like, okay, we got to start pushing them out. And it's so fucked up
It's
because
so
let me
fucked
tell
up.
you, older people
Mhm.
have the best fucking experiences.
Yeah.
They work different, and nothing against the young generation, but
Yeah.
young generation is built different.
Yeah, they are.
Very entitled.
Yeah.
And older people tend to get the job done, fucking on their P's and Q's. They want to get their money, they're
Yeah.
out, they're responsible. But yeah, it's really sad because now after a certain age, and I'm going to say after 40, you get looked at different.
Mhm.
You do. Because now you're closer to this side than to this side.
My cousin told me that too, and she's in HR, and
Mhm.
she's like, "Girl, these are your best years
Yes.
till you like 30s to like maybe your 50s, maybe
Maybe.
to 45, maybe." She goes, "So work your ass off now
Mhm.
and do what you can to like set up
Yep.
your life." I was like, "Damn, that sucks."
I second that because, like I said, I've worked in HR and I've been told many times, big companies
Mhm.
and small companies, it doesn't matter who the fuck you work for, but after a certain age, workers' comp.
Yeah.
Remember that workers' comp, you now become a liability to
That's
them.
fucked up.
It is fucked up. It
That's
is
so
fucked up.
rude.
It is fucked up.
I'll tell you though, that lady was she had a strong ass personality.
Does she really?
And she was very different than them. Like
Mhm.
she was just like this older white lady, but very like conservative, and they're
Mhm.
all very liberal.
Ugh.
So it clashed a lot, and that's why I don't voice my opinions because I'm very much on both sides.
Yep.
And I sometimes my stuff doesn't align with them, sometimes it does, and it's just like I just keep my mouth shut.
You know,
'Cause
I've learned that too. I When I first met you, you were very vocal on certain shit.
Yeah.
Like you were like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
And it was like, now that we've done all this stuff, you've learned how to just like, oh, yeah, agree and disagree.
Mhm.
When I first met you, it wasn't like that.
I was very strongly
very
opinionated
strong.
about everything.
I thought, you know, to the point where it's like, you're a little pesada.
Yeah.
You like, man. And it
Yeah.
was like, hey, you can say shit, but tone it down or say
Yeah.
it this way.
Yeah.
And you would not take shit like that. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't. Now it's a whole different Tiffany. But I will tell you, again, working in the HR department,
Yeah.
I've learned this the hard way because I was like you too, where it's like, no, fuck this politics, da da da, no, no, no. And it's like,
Yeah.
now it's like I've just learned to, okay, cool, yeah. Do I
Yeah.
have my opinions? Yes. Do I know who to speak to when it comes down to shit like
Mhm.
this? Yes.
Yeah.
There are some people that you cannot speak about this shit
No.
because they get all
They get
it
so
just turned
mad.
yeah. So
And then they turn on you.
absolutely. The first thing, it's like
Yeah.
snitches.
So I don't say nothing.
Yeah. You just learn to fucking be
That's
quiet.
why I get shocked when they like me so much. Because even once my boss was like, I made a joke about like being single and
Mhm.
stuff, and I was like, "Oh, no one's ever gonna want to marry me." And then she's like, "Oh, stop." She goes, she's like, you're young, you're beautiful, you're
Mhm.
smart, you have a great personality. Like, she just kept going on. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn,
Whoa,
thank
you
you.
trying to hit on
And
me?
even one of the other ladies, she was totally hating. She was like, you've never said that about me. And I'm just like, girls, because you need help. She's really like she's tough. She's a tough cookie.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This lady's a tough cookie.
Oh man.
Yeah, I feel bad. But like
Aw.
I try to be nice to all of them. They
Yeah.
all have their little quirks. I
Yeah.
get along with more with some of them than the other ones, but I do see the favoritism.
Yeah.
And I do see how they treat other ethnic people that aren't like them differently.
So are we talking about Hispanics?
Yeah, so these women
I
are
was
pretty much
just-
Hispanic.
I was gonna say, the sad part about this is that Hispanics are haters. We Hispanics are very much
But
haters.
they're not even like straight up Latinos.
Oh,
They're
it doesn't
just
fucking
like
matter.
coconuts.
No.
You know,
Hey,
they're
that's my
like
name. You know
brown
that-
on the outside and white on the inside.
Oh my gosh! You know that was my fucking nickname.
No way.
Yes, I'm
That's
gonna have
real.
to share a picture. I seriously have a picture where my
Yeah.
knuckles, one of my workers at work, she fucking put coconuts on my. She made
That's
them on my.
messed up.
I have to share that picture, but she was like,
I don't
"Fuck,
think
Jean,
you're a coconut though.
you're so fucking white." Like, and
I think you have like the American influence, but you still
Yeah.
have that Latina in you.
I do.
And these women don't even speak Spanish.
They don't.
No, that's what I'm telling you. So I'm like, what is it? Like, is it a sense of entitlement because they're like fully American, but they're like somewhat Latino? I don't know. But I'll
Oh.
tell you, they treat the Asian people different. They treat the white people different, and I don't like it.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah. So like, I'll tell you another thing. This is gonna be a long podcast, but
Okay.
I'll tell you another thing because I'm like, it bothers me that people treat people differently
Yeah.
just because of. I just hate it. Like when I talked to my therapist about it, she's like, "Oh, it's very noble of you," because I was so upset.
Mhm.
I was like, I just don't like that they're treating her like that. And I just don't like injustices. Like I don't like when things are not fair.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's cool. Like
Yeah.
why do we have to treat people so differently? Anyway, um, the lady that sits behind me,
Mhm.
she's Asian.
Okay.
Super nice lady. I actually really like her, but because she's very blunt, she's very forward. You know, like
Yeah.
Asian people, they don't give a fuck. They're
Yeah.
very like they're frugal and they
Yeah.
will voice their opinion.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't give a shit.
You don't want to pay $1? You go somewhere else and you go buy somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
I love her. I like her.
I wanna fuck with
I
you.
connect with people like that because they're authentic. They're real. You know that they're not gonna
and they're not
like,
scared.
Yeah, and they're not gonna hit you with some fake ass shit, right?
True.
So I like her. Anyway, I talk to her a lot and we like chit chat about stuff and her son and all this stuff. But she's very frugal. She never goes out to eat lunch with any of us. Like she's very like in her own thing. But hold on, this is where the story gets interesting because we went to the what is that appreciation
Oh,
admin appreciation day.
Yeah.
We went to a lunch and then we were coming back in the car. She wasn't in there with us. It was just the rest of the group because she went with
Oh.
somebody else.
Okay.
And my boss was like,
Talking shit on her?
pretty much she was like, she said, "Oh yeah, oh I almost said her name.
Mm.
When I asked so and so, let's just call her Jenny.
Mhm.
When I asked Jenny how much or what she ordered for the event, Jenny said, "Oh, I ordered the most expensive thing on the menu." Tonta ella también, like she shouldn't have said that. You
Pendeja.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's just so honest and like doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
you don't say your shit.
I know, but
I mean,
hold
you
on.
might say that to someone you're close. Like, I would totally
Yeah.
say, you know what, fucking Tiffany, I'm
But
going to
I
buy
don't
un
think
pinche
she
steak.
meant it as like I ordered the most. I think she meant it as like, oh, I ordered the most expensive thing, but like she really wanted it. I think that that's probably how it was, but my boss took it the other way because she just doesn't seem like super like you know what I mean?
The sneaky, creepy. Yeah.
She could be. I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, she said that, and I was just like, it just makes me cringe. And I was just sitting there. I didn't say anything. I just was kind of like, whatever, you know. And so we get back to the office, and I think like 2 days later, because this was on a Wednesday, and it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. This Friday, and that Jenny came and she was talking to me. She was like, "Oh, this is the school that my son goes to." I don't know why she showed me that, but whatever. I think we had a conversation or something, so she showed me. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And I said, "Is he graduating soon?" She said, "Yeah, actually, he's graduating next week." I said,
Oh,
"Oh,
wow.
wow, that's so cool." I said, "That's where you're going to South Carolina, right?" And she said, "Yeah." And she just started like talking. She's like, "Yeah, you know, it's a very expensive school." But she's not saying it in like this pretentious way. She's just kind of like talking to me like, "Man, this was hard."
Yeah.
And she said that her and her husband had saved up
Oh, wow.
for her son since he was a little kid.
Oh, wow.
She said we saved up $200,000
Oh,
for his
shit.
schooling because each year was $50,000. And
And
she said there's still a little bit of money left over in that fund. So now he's gonna go and get his master's.
Oh,
And
dang.
I looked at her, I was like, wow. I said, good job. So that
Mm-hmm.
you and your husband were able to do that. I said, because a lot of people today are struggling because they've taken out so many loans. I said, look what's happening with this whole situation. And I congratulated her. You could tell the look on her face. She was just like, it felt good to hear
Yeah.
that. And then I understood why she's so frugal.
Mm-hmm.
Because this woman has been working her ass off to
To
pay for her
save.
son to get him
Yeah.
ahead in life. And I said, good job. I said, you're starting him off on a beautiful track. He won't be in debt. Like he's just gonna be able to live such a free life.
Yeah.
I
I
said,
hope he pays it back.
oh,
I
I
hope
think
he
he
pays
will.
it back.
I
Not
think he
money
will.
wise, but somehow he pays it back.
He seems like a good kid.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, you got a really good kid. Like I was just being like, because
Yeah.
I love stories like that. I
Oh,
told her
fuck
because she
yeah.
was gonna walk away. I was like, no, no, no. I said, I love hearing stories like that because it just gives me that hope that there's like still really good people and that are trying and like,
Yeah.
because I didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
Like my mom didn't look after me like that. So I congratulated her, and that's where it like bothered me. And I told a friend of mine, I was just like, it just sucks to hear that people are talking shit, but they don't even know
The backstory.
the backstory. And it's
Mhm.
like, and when I heard my boss say that in the car, in my mind, the first thing I thought was, it's probably because her husband doesn't let her buy anything that she's like excited
Yeah.
because the company's gonna pay for it. So that was my first thought because I'm like, what the fuck? Why does it fucking matter to you?
Yeah. It's
You
not your
know?
money.
Yeah. And then she tells me this story, and I'm like, well, no wonder she doesn't even really get to go out and do shit. Like,
Yeah.
it pissed me off because I was just
Oh,
like, now look
man.
at her. Like, she has an excellent son who's doing all this stuff. Her and her husband have worked their ass off to do this for
Yeah.
him. I was just like, and then I hate talking shit like this, but then you draw the comparisons and how other people's children are being raised, and it's like, yeah, you're so bold to talk shit about somebody, but you have no idea like what they've
the
actually done.
Yep. Yep.
And then you're over here like thinking your life is all lavish and wonderful and you're better than everybody else, but you're
Mhm.
actually not.
Yep.
That shit pisses me off.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
Hey,
know.
but you know what? I will tell you one thing, one fact about Asians.
Mm-hmm.
Asian people, they get here and they freaking help their own people
Yeah.
climb up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, us Latinos, you get a brand new Mercedes, guess what? I'm going to get a Mercedes that's top notch, better than yours.
Yeah.
If someone's starting something, guess what? I'm going to try to up them.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so fucked up.
Yeah. Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is so fucked up. Instead of us being on the same page and like, hey, congratulations, fuck, it takes a long time, or good for you, this is
Yeah.
awesome. We are so envious of people that do better than
Yeah.
us. And Asians are not like that.
No.
They come here or whatever they're doing, they share what they've come up, their triumph. They share it, and it's like, you know what? I am going to help you, and you're going to get up ahead of us, and we're going to just keep on going and going.
Yeah.
It's like a little crab. One
I've
goes
never
up.
seen, okay, I hope this doesn't sound so bad, but I've never seen a poor Asian person. Like a poor me living on the street kind of thing.
No, but
I've never really seen that.
No,
It's
no.
very, very rare.
Yeah,
They just have such a different work ethic.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I love this lady. I
Yeah.
think she's cool. I like
That's
her.
good.
I talk to her all the time.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you talk to whoever the fuck you want to talk to.
I
You know?
just think everyone
Everyone
because
talks
you look
shit.
differently and your culture's a little different, it doesn't matter. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna treat you any differently. Unless you like treat me like shit, then I'm gonna avoid you because I don't
Absolutely.
need that in my life. But like I just don't like that kind of behavior.
You know,
from
I don't like-
grown-ass women.
That's a clique thing in the work.
Yeah.
It's the clique-a.
Girl, I'll
No,
tell
it's
you,
a
I don't
clique.
even go to lunch with them that often.
You know what? I've
It's
never been that type of person just
Mhm.
because I want to stay out of the fucking drama.
Can
And
I tell you
think-
why though?
Why?
Can I tell you why I
Yeah.
don't go to lunch with them? Because there's a guy there that is so annoying.
Oh.
No. I know what you're thinking, but no. This guy is so aggravating, Gina. He's
Ugh.
so immature, and he has to go to every freaking lunch they go to.
Is he gay?
No.
Oh.
I think he's in love with my boss.
Oh.
Yeah. But we'll leave it at that.
Oh, cheese man!
Yeah. So that's why I don't go to the lunches. Like, it's very
Oh.
rare. I have to be in the mood to be like chit chatty and ignore him. But I've
Ugh.
only gone like a couple times, and now it's been months that I'm like, no, I'm gonna hang back. I brought my lunch, or I have stuff to do. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't stand the guy.
Oh, man.
He's just so desperate for attention,
Ugh.
and it aggravates me.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Ew.
I know it's pretty bad.
Ugh. But then, you know what? I know we're going to cut this off, but fucked up part about this is that now you're being looked at like, oh,
She doesn't want to hang out with
yeah,
us.
pinche vieja apretada, like se cree mucho, like, and it's like, sometimes, it's just certain people, but
And I can't tell them that.
yeah,
Yeah.
ugh,
He's
And
so
it's a guy?
annoying. It's a guy.
Ew.
He thinks his shit don't stink.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
girl, it's just so bad. I just don't do well with the arrogance and people that think they're
Mm,
better than everyone else.
yeah.
I'm just not, I don't like that. I think I've come from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
So I think that's where my root is, to where I'm like, we're all just trying to live life.
Yep. We're
I'm gonna
trying
try
to
to treat
survive.
people as the
We're
best
survivors.
I can. But if you act like that with me, I'm good. Like, I will avoid you.
Well, you know what? I've always said people like that, it's like if you think you're so much better than everyone else, what the fuck are you doing working here?
So that's the thing that I
That's
read in that last book, The Courage to be Disliked. So the theory is that people that have a superiority complex,
mhm.
usually it's because it's the alternate version of that. They actually have an inferiority complex and they're
Yeah.
so desperate to try to make it seem like they're better.
Better. Yeah.
And it's really sad.
Well, that and I'm a firm believer that they've grown up with nothing.
Yeah.
And they've hit a little, they've hit a little milestone
Yeah.
and it's like I'm better than you. And that's
Well,
not no.
I told my therapist about it because, like, I had started going to therapy again because I was just like, I couldn't get over the fact that I didn't really want to be at work.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, it sucks because I hate feeling like that because it's a great job.
Yeah.
It pays for my stuff.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful job. Don't get me wrong. I'm very appreciative of it. But I was struggling for a little bit of like, I just don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So I told her about him and I was like, it just bothers me. And she goes, one day when you get a moment and you guys are like by yourselves, she goes, tell him, I feel so sorry for you.
Oh shit.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh.
I was like, I'm not going to tell him that. No, she goes, no. She goes, you tell him, I feel really sorry that your parents, your mother or your father or both didn't give you the attention that you needed as a child. Because she's bold. She's like, if you're really going to be honest, then you need to be honest. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think I can do that. But it's true. Like, she was
No.
pretty much proving to me, like, no, he's doing this because he
He's
clearly
lacking
has
something.
issues.
Yeah.
And it's sad because it's like, I'm not going to give him attention. And so she taught me, like, there were moments that, like, once we were sitting in a break room and he made a nasty comment.
Ooh.
Because they closed the door to the break room because we were being loud. So we could just, like, not
Mhm.
worry about everybody outside. And somebody opens the door and he goes, oh, hold on, we're getting dressed. And I was like, that's my cue to leave. That's what I said. And so
Oh.
I told my therapist about that. She goes, see, he got what he wanted. He got a reaction out of you.
Mhm.
And I was like, dang it, I didn't even realize that.
Mhm.
So now I just completely ignore him. I avoid him. I don't
Yeah.
give him the time of day.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're not going to get that from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've also learned when you're in situations like that, a lot of people give in that way or they give the attention.
Mhm.
I, on the other hand, and I've learned this from a boss, and she was fucking great. And she's like, you sit there and look at it as an opponent. And
Yeah.
when things are getting crazy, you just stare at them
Mhm.
and you stare them down. And I bet you at that point, who's going to give in? Not you, because you know where you stand. He's going to be so fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he knows, or people at that point know who they can fuck and who they're going to get a reaction from
Yeah.
and who they're not.
Yeah.
And I literally, that has been my go-to every single time. Like at my jobs, that's
I'm going to have to do that.
seriously, there's people that you can't stand. And the moment they start looking for this attention,
Yeah.
I turn my look at them and I just look at them and I'm just looking at them.
Yeah.
And it makes people uncomfortable.
I'm gonna have to do that.
And it's like almost like they catch themselves and it's like, oh shit, I can't mess around with her.
Yeah.
Try it one day.
I don't even like working with this guy
Yeah.
because like I have to help him on one of the projects and
Ugh.
stuff. He's just so bad.
And you know what? Don't say what your therapist says unless you're
I know,
ready to
right?
lose your job.
I know. Unless he's on his way out, be like,
Yeah.
hey brother,
Hey, you
I'm
know what?
sorry.
You got to fix that shit for the next job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would never tell him anything.
Yeah.
And when he goes to her office, because I'm literally right next to her, like
Mhm.
literally right there, I could leave. I go take a bathroom break,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'll text my best friend, and be like, I guess I have another bathroom break because I'm just like I don't want to hear it, and I
Yeah.
can't put my earphone in my ear right now
Oh,
because of my
because of your
it's
infection.
infected and I have a little thing on it, so I can't like unplug. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like ignore them with my headphones in because I usually would do that. So now I just take off and I just like walk around or something because I don't want to hear them like chit chatting. It's
Yeah.
gross, nasty.
That's
it's
crazy.
inappropriate.
Work drama.
I know, but other than that, it's a great job.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah, it's better than most. It is better than Bag.
Oh, my
wait,
gosh.
was I supposed to say the name?
Yeah,
It
whatever.
doesn't matter, huh?
Yeah, that was
Well,
bad.
it's better than that place.
That,
That
yeah.
place that you and I were at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. that was a place.
I've never been anywhere that was anywhere near that.
Neither have
trauma.
I. But you know what? When people are like that, it's they fear. They fear that someone walks in there and they can do your job way better than what you can.
But that was a weird ass place.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly, that felt like the Twilight Zone. Like it just felt so unreal. And when I think back on it, I'm like, it just felt like it felt like I was in some kind of a simulation.
you know what? At this point, I look at it like God put us on there, like in that situation to teach us something.
Yeah.
And you and I both walked out of there with bigger and better things, and we did good after that. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
now that after that situation,
That's true.
because there's times that I would look at that certain person
Yeah.
and I can see myself punching her,
Yeah.
and I'm not
You're not
I'm an aggressive person, but not that aggressive
You're not a
unless you
violent
push.
person,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not a violent person unless you push me to that where I would have to defend myself.
Yeah.
But for me to see that, like actually see that happening, I was like, oh shit. And I learned to just look at people like that and just feel sorry for them.
Mhm.
And that is one person that I feel for her. Like I still think of that person and I feel so genuinely sorry for her. Like
Yeah.
I feel pity for her.
Honestly, it's really bad.
I feel
she
bad
needs
for
a lot
her.
of help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's if that
That's
certain
sad.
person would go out into the real world, oh man, she
Yeah.
would not make it.
No.
So I honestly look at her and it's like, you know what? We came out
Yeah. You know
on
what
top.
that job taught me though? Was that I needed to learn when it was time to let go.
To go. Yeah.
Because I should have left that job a long time
Yeah.
before all that stuff had happened.
Yeah.
But because I was so immature and it was the first job I had, that was paying me a
I
little
wouldn't
more.
say immature. It was just
I was immature. I was immature because I didn't think that I was just not confident in myself. I had so
Yeah.
many issues with my own youth. Like it was just I was in such a terrible place too.
Yeah.
It was just a really rough time of my life. And yeah, thinking back on it, it taught me that I needed to let go when I needed to let go and not to hold on to something just because I thought that it was my only source.
Yeah.
So it taught me to have more faith in God. And that's why, like, with my jobs, when it's time to go, it's time to go. And then I got my next job. That was a wonderful place. But because that project ended,
Yeah.
but I got promoted into the other company that they were with. And then from there, that's when I was like, okay, I'm starting to see that it's time to let go. And I took that leap of faith. And then now I'm here, fast forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, how many years later? So many years, huh?
Yeah.
How many years?
3, 4?
No.
No,
Since we.
Rook.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like 7 or 8.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I think actually it was 2019. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 6 years.
6 years. I
It's
thought
been-
it was 7.
I left in 2019, I think. Wasn't
Okay.
it? Yeah, because I started,
2018 then. You started there 2018.
I think I started 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
and I
been a
left
while.
2019.
Yeah.
No, I think I started in 17 because I was there almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because we've known each other. I've been single for almost 7 years.
Yeah.
And I was just starting to go through the whole
That's
process.
crazy.
So it's been 7. Oh my gosh, 7
Yeah,
years.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long road. But I'm glad. It taught me a lot, and I will never be in that position again.
No.
Yeah.
And it's for the best.
Yeah.
And look where we're at.
I know. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's only up from here.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
Well,
that was
this
a lot of cheese.
I know.
I know.
So hopefully next podcast, next session, we actually get to go into a little bit. I know we don't like to talk about dating and stuff,
I know.
but we got to throw some curveballs here. We
Fine.
really got to. You don't want to talk about it,
I don't.
but hey, we got to throw it out there. We
Okay.
got to talk about the 50-50 rule, the 80-20, the
Oh,
dating,
God.
all that shit.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
That gives me enough time to think about it.
yep, because we have strong points, very strong point of views on that stuff. So,
Yeah.
and we got to throw some controversial shit in there.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, sorry. I think I feel like I used a lot of F-bombs today.
I probably did too. I've been trying to work on it.
I
I
have
don't
to.
cuss a lot, but when I'm comfortable with somebody, I do.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If I know someone really well,
Yeah.
it's so weird. It's like a weird button. Like if I don't know and it's a new person, I will never cuss.
Hmm.
And I think it's because I was like ingrained with the religion thing. Like in front
Mhm.
of my parents or like my mom and like family, I don't cuss. Like it's
Mhm.
just like ingrained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I'm comfortable, I'm
Yeah.
just like fuck this and
Hey,
fuck
fuck
that and shit and
Chinga
fuck
tu
this.
madre. And I do cuss, like I do like drop the F-bomb, and I
Yeah.
have to be comfortable too, pero de vez en cuando I'm talking and it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, that fucking person, da, da, da.
Yeah.
But it's like if I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But there's times that people say like fuck you, and it comes
Yeah.
out and it's like, oh, they meant it. But
Yeah.
I like, for some reason, I've been told when I say like fuck you or fucking, it doesn't
Yeah.
sound so harsh.
No, those ones don't.
Like,
Yeah.
where
No, you know when somebody means it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
When they say the C word and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Arr," and
See
I'm
you
like,
next Tuesday.
yeah, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
yay. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a good talk.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Simplemente Poderosas, we will see you next Sunday.
Yay.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Hey, do the clapping thing.
Oh, hold on. All right, I think that's it. What's
All right.
this one? Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's that. Okay.
Woo!
See you next Sunday.
Adiós, Simplemente
Bye.
Poderosas.